Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to format your narrative essays into MLA style. MLA style is the format that's used for college papers. So if you have college in your future, then this is a good style to learn now. Before we can apply MLA style to this essay, though, this is just a student essay that was submitted. I need to tighten up some of these paragraphs because we're going to apply double spacing to this, and I don't want to have really big spaces between the paragraphs. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go through this essay and tab in all the first lines of each paragraph and then eliminate this spacing. So I'm actually going to start right below the title and eliminate that and tab in the first line of the paragraph. So this is going to take just a quick second to do this, and then we will move into our next step. Looks like we're hitting some dialogue down here. And once again, we're going to want all of our lines of dialogue to be tabbed in and tightened up. Otherwise, they'll have really big spaces between them when we apply double spacing. This dialogue looks pretty nice in this essay, by the way. Looks like that should be the beginning of the next line there. Okay, all right, I think we are done. Okay, so this is kind of what your essay should look like before you apply double spacing to it so that you don't have big gaps everywhere. So now that we have that in place, we're going to go ahead and change the font. We're going to change the font size, and we're going to apply double spacing. The best way to select everything at the same time is by hitting Control A on your keyboard. That way you don't have to try to like drag with your mouse, which can be kind of irritating. So Control A on your keyboard highlights everything. Now up in the font menu, right now it's defaulted to Arial. You want to click on that menu and change it to Times New Roman. Now, because I've been using this quite a bit lately to show students, it's under my Recents folder, but if you don't see it up there, then you can just scroll down alphabetically and find it in the menu down here, Times New Roman. And then next to that is the size. We're going to just change that to 12. And then we're going to change the line spacing, which is a little further down the menu bar. It's towards the end of it. It says line and paragraph spacing. It's got an up and down arrow next to what looks like a stack of pancakes. Go ahead and click on that and then hit double. And you see how that blows the essay up. All right, we're going to go ahead and deselect everything and move on to the next part. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to insert a name block up in the upper left-hand side of the essay. I'm going to need an extra space to be able to do that. So I'm going to put my cursor in front of the title, and I'm going to hit Enter, and then I'm going to use my up arrow to put my cursor back into that space. But I want this over on the left side, so I'm going to change my alignment to left, and that should put my cursor over there. I do want to say a quick word about the title of the essay. Make sure that you're giving it a unique title that somehow relates to your story. It doesn't have to be super creative. What this student did with the Chinese restaurant is just fine. It's better than like narrative essay, which doesn't tell me anything about the story. So at least this tells me that it's going to be set in a Chinese restaurant. And make sure that you're also capitalizing your title correctly too. Every main word in your title should be capitalized, just like a book title or a movie title. This title looks good. All right, let's go ahead and go back over to the left-hand side here. With your cursor on the left-hand side of the page, you are ready to type in your name block. So that begins with your first and last name. After you type that in, hit Enter once, and on the next line down, type in my name, Mr. Whitney, and then hit Enter. And on the next line down, you're going to type in the class name and hour. So that would be capital ELA space 10B space, and then the hour that you're in. So the word hour, capital H, And let's just say that you are in hour 3, and then hit enter. And the last thing that we need to put is the date that you are submitting the essay. Now, it's a little bit of a different format for MLA format than what you're used to for dates. It uses the international date format, which actually places the day first, then the month, then the year. So I'm recording this on May 1st, 2024. So the way that I would do that in international format is 1 space May space 2024. Notice it's got the day first, and then the month is spelled out, and then the year. And there's no commas or dashes or anything. All right, the last thing that we need to do is insert a running header in the upper right-hand corner of the page. This will appear at the top of every page, and it will just be your last name and the page number. So the way to do that is you should be able to just double-click in this blank space up here to activate the header bar. If that doesn't work, then you can go over to the insert menu, and down about 3/4 of the way, you've got this headers and footers submenu, and you could click header from there. If that doesn't show up in your insert menu, then it means that you're probably not in page layout view. You can change that if you go to the view menu, and where it says show print layout, you just want to make sure that's checked, because if it's not checked, then you won't be able to get to your header. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to reactivate that header block. I want the cursor on the right-hand side of the page. Mine already is. Yours probably isn't, because I've been showing students how to do this, so it's just defaulted to the right. If yours is over on the left, let me just put it back over there, then just change the alignment with the alignment menu and change that to right align. Don't use the space bar to try to get it over to the right-hand side of the page. Just use the right align option. All right, with your cursor over on the right, just type in your last name and then space, and then we're going to enter in a page number that will automatically change at the top of each page. Under the options menu for the header, the second option down says page numbers. If you click on that, it'll bring up a dialog box. Everything in here is fine. Just click apply, and that will put in a number that will automatically change on each page. The last thing that we need to do is just change this also to Times New Roman 12-point font, because it defaults at Arial 11. So highlight it, click your font menu, and change it to Times New Roman and increase it to 12. And then to deactivate that box, you just click anywhere else in your essay. And now you can see it's got a nice running header in the upper right-hand corner that automatically changes the page number throughout. Looks like we've got an extra blank page here. If that happens to you, you can just click on that page, and if you hit backspace, then it should delete that page. All right, that is it. This is MLA format. So one last word is that you don't want to do this until you have completely finished with all of your proofreading and all of your editing. And the reason for that is because you could accidentally override the formatting if you say copy and paste your corrected essay from Grammarly back into Google Docs. It ruin the formatting that you just did. So make this the very last step that you do before you submit the essay. I am happy to help you if you get stuck or confused, or if it's not working right for you. Just come talk to me and we'll figure it out.